Why would a mother who once guarded every secret suddenly choose a witness stand over Sunday dinner? The prosecution claims Janice Combs spent months weighing loyalty against a stack of subpoenas, knowing her silence could mean watching her grandchildren grow up behind fortress walls of scandal. When family truth collides with public justice, pick integrity first. Traded lies cost double: trust and freedom. Years ago, she confided, Sean learned charm before conscience. Tonight, that echo hits like a gavel. Buried in a cedar-lined footlocker, Janice's diary exposes a decade of midnight contradictions. One entry records her praying for Sean's success, the next tallying hush money checks that kept victims silent. She chronicled coded meeting spots and cash drop times. Paper never forgets. Those parallel columns of hope and harm reveal how love can be contorted into complicity. Secrets ferment until they burst. If you're tracking personal wins, track your moral debts beside them. That ledger warns you before a subpoena does. Picture a rain-slicked Brooklyn street at 2 a.m. Janice's cell vibrates with an unlisted number. A detective's voice pierces the static, offering a quiet cafe meetup in exchange for answers Sean has sidestepped for years. On her second line, the family attorney pleads, "Hang up, blood protects blood." The handset feels heavier than her wedding band. Two hard facts collide. Wire transfers trace, alibis bend. Truth steamrolls lies. Silence can incriminate faster than speech. When conflicts call you at midnight, answer with a timestamp and a witness. Accountability loves company. Janice once told a neighbour about 8-year-old Sean trading his chore money for flashy sneakers, then blaming a cousin when the electric bill went unpaid. That tiny untruth slipped by like a penny down a storm grate, but she never forgot the clang. Years later, the pattern scaled, ghost producers unpaid, writers erased from credits, each dodge echoing that first shrug. Broken promises cast long shadows. Trace your earliest moral shortcut and ask, has it grown teeth or sprouted wings? Course correct the small lie before it mutates into a headline. Audit your empire before prosecutors do, because wealth without self-interrogation calcifies into hubris. Industry watchdogs whisper that 70% of celebrity lawsuits sprout from ignored red flags, while only 12% come from genuine malice. Ignorance costs fortunes. Build a monthly truth summit with mentors who gain nothing from flattery. Invite them to tear holes in your narrative and charge every critique to your balance sheet. Feedback beats crisis. Recall how Janice's warning letters went unanswered. Had Sean opened even one, today's docket might read differently. What could a single sealed envelope possibly contain that years of rumours failed to prove? Inside, investigators found two damning opposites: a notarized contract backdated to hide ownership of a shadow label, and a thumb drive logging back-end royalties funneled through shell charities. Paper and pixels, same crime. Evidence multiplies in darkness. Treat every document like a future exhibit. Scan, timestamp and store in tamper-proof clouds. Transparency won't stop scrutiny, but it turns a potential indictment into a brief inquiry. Here's the twist no forensic accountant flagged until Janice slid her notes across the table. Annual reports boasted 8-figure donations, yet the supposed beneficiaries confirmed they'd never received a dime, while session musicians swore their signatures on royalty waivers were perfect forgeries, discrepancies hidden behind glossy charity gala photo ops. One whistleblower recalls a completely staged photo shoot fronting a non-existent scholarship fund, payment in cash envelopes, charity millions mislabeled, contracts ghost-signed, fraud exposed. Check every dollar's path before it stains your ledger. Fluorescent courtroom lights dim, a projector whirs, revealing unreleased studio footage. In grainy 4K, Sean waves a bundle of hundreds, mouthing "silence buys speed," while a stand-in signs a royalty waiver timestamped 3:17 a.m. GPS metadata confirms it's the same night a charity check bounced. The gallery gasps, bailiff flinches, and Janice's testimony suddenly feels like a prelude. Pixels remember, what people forget. Archive every recording in immutable storage. Treated right, raw footage can rescue reputations or bury them beyond appeal. Janice remembers a tour bus layover in '94 when a young fan handed Sean a mixtape and asked only for honest feedback. Instead, the tape vanished into a trash bin while Sean inked a deal to sample the kid's hook months later. Royalty free, of course. Two facts collided that day. Admiration met exploitation, fandom cut deep, integrity scales bigger than fame. If you crave these untold ripples behind celebrity headlines, tap subscribe and ring the bell. We unpack truths others gloss over. Stick around. Next up is the shocking witness who never arrived. Build your authority on transparency, not terror, because empires ruled by intimidation collapse at the faintest dissent. Crisis management data shows 82% of whistleblowers act only after internal channels ignore them, yet a single corroborated claim can shave billions from market value. Fear backfires fast. Power built on fear crumbles at a whisper. Draft a red flag guarantee today. Pledge written immunity for anyone raising concerns, then publish the pledge where stakeholders can see it. When every voice feels safe, scandals deflate before they detonate. Who was the key witness who booked a rideshare to the courthouse, then never stepped inside? Security footage tracks her pacing the lobby at 8:13 a.m. Flight manifests log her boarding a private jet at 8:49 a.m. headed for a jurisdiction without extradition. Presence logged, testimony dodged. Absence screams louder than presence. Protect your narrative with redundancy. Record depositions on video the moment affidavits are signed and file copies under seal. When evidence lives in multiple places, one vanishing witness can't erase the truth. Criminologist Dr. Lila Ruiz testifies that today's entourages mirror 1980s racketeering crews, swapping baseball bats for contract clauses. She maps the pyramid. Runner collects cash, lieutenant signs the shell company LLC, while the star grins miles away, layers buying plausible deniability. Ruiz recalls a tour manager who kept 3 ledgers, one for taxes, one for partners, and one for the boss. Pages showing only smiley face stickers. Paying loyalty retainers and rotating prepaid phones may look like generosity, yet prosecutors call them structured facilitation. Friendship becomes criminal infrastructure. Audit every role now. Define duties, cap gifts, log communications. Clarity today beats subpoenas tomorrow. Imagine the studio's red recording bulb glowing while tension coils tighter than a guitar string. A writer accuses an executive of skimming points, and Sean's lieutenant answers with a broken mic stand. Glass shards sprinkle platinum plaques. Security footage pairs 2 harsh truths, bruises blooming on a loyal engineer, and an untouched vocal track leaked online 47 minutes later. Violence silenced nothing. Loyalty snapped under fluorescent lights. Draft a crisis response blueprint tonight. Annotate chain of command, pre-authorize conflict mediators, and set cool-down hours in every session contract. Preparation outplays panic. Janice's sealed letter, dated 2 birthdays ago, begins with gentle cursive. Sean, I still stir grits the way you liked them. Mid-page, the tone knifes. Stop rewriting history. Truth owes you nothing. Tucked beside the signature lies a clipped article on perjury penalties, corners brittle from rereading. Love inked in margins, accusations underlined, heart and hammer. Memory preserves ink past fading voices. Tonight, draft your own legacy mirror letter. Outline the values you promise never to edit, seal it, and schedule an annual reread. A written oath outlives shifting narratives. Reputation, like credit, compounds, either in trust or suspicion, so ensure it before the market turns. Corporate scandals show 2 constants. 60% of damage arises from insiders' silence, while only 18% stems from external leaks. Danger nests near you. Audit friends before enemies. Convene a quarterly integrity audit. Confidential surveys, anonymous whistle channels, and a rotating external reviewer. publish summary findings internally, act on every red flag within 30 days, then archive decisions for regulators. Preventive transparency isn't paranoia, it's profit protection in plain sight. Could one forgotten voice memo topple an empire built over 3 decades? Forensic techs extracted a 27-second recording, Sean instructing an aide to pad the charity books, swap the credits and keep the guns off camera. 3 crimes, 1 breath, audio and intent perfectly synced. Words outlive spin. Treat every note app like sworn testimony. Enable automatic encryption, timestamp uploads to a zero-knowledge cloud, and draft a purge policy reviewed by legal. Data hygiene now means you won't fear tomorrow's digital subpoena. Regulators are quietly feeding millions of past royalty contracts into learning models that now draft agreements more honest than any human pen. In real time, the AI cross-checks IRS filings and international wire logs, flagging a hidden shell account in crimson before the second page scrolls. One studio watched a 7-figure slush fund light up like a warning flare during beta tests. Hidden kickbacks vanish, hidden liabilities surface. Algorithms remember everything. Shift to smart contract templates with immutable hashes today. Transparency by design outpaces tomorrow's compulsory disclosure. Courtroom oxygen feels thin as the prosecutor raises one last manila folder, fingers pausing just long enough for every journalist to zoom their lenses. Instead of opening it, she lets the clasp snap shut, a sound sharper than the bailiff's gavel, then sets the file on the rail like unexploded ordnance. No further questions. The judge's brow lifts, but he says nothing. Procedure has its own suspense. Across the gallery, live stream commentators fall silent mid-sentence. A global feed flashes red banners. Mystery evidence withheld, verdict looms. Social media timelines stutter, algorithms debating whether shock or confusion drives better engagement. In the witness box, Sean's smartwatch vibrates. He thinks it's another lawyer's text, but the biometric app overrides the screen. 138 beats per minute and climbing. His attorney whispers, "Breathe through your nose." Easier instructed than done. Exactly 3 rows behind, Janice Combs lowers her gaze. For days, she has practiced neutrality, smoothing grief into something that photographs as stoic support. Yet the folder's echo cracks that veneer. Tears slip, unhurried, mapping the years between playground birthday parties and platinum-certified denials. She does not reach for a tissue. She lets the courtroom see consequence. Heartbeat spikes, hope sinks, silence roars. 2 bailiffs shift weight near the doors, radios buzzing with Courthouse Code 1065, heightened tension. In the hallway, a forensic tech in lab coat hurries past, clutching a portable drive marked Chain of Custody, Primary. Rumour spreads that the sealed folder holds nothing but an index referencing terabytes of unseen footage stored in an encrypted vault downstairs. Anticipation hums like fluorescent lights. On the prosecutor's desk, a clerk syncs Sean's live vitals to the case record. Digital forensics already subpoenaed the data stream. Lawyers will argue admissibility later. 2 truths collide in real time. Physiology doesn't lie, and metadata never forgets. Stillness delivers verdicts. In that hush, every spectator senses the pivot. This is the moment stories ossify into case law. Reporters scribble phrases they hope will headline. Interns timestamp reactions for future documentaries. Even the wooden benches seem to shift, as though anticipating weightier history. Somewhere in the ceiling vents, the air conditioning rattles, reminding everyone the world keeps moving.